you choose to target the office of a national party after the model code of conduct has been implemented. You lumpenize the environment there, you break furniture there, you bring down the posters, you bring down the hoardings, you throw stones. Sir, is this the new political culture which you had promised? I'll just narrate one thing. In the morning yesterday, I got a, just 1 second. In the morning, I got an SMS saying, look, for 2 days, Mr. Kejriwal is not in the news. Watch out. He will do something to be in news today. And lo behold, this thing happened.
No, there seems to be a niche. Let KP Singh come in of trying to find some way of being in the national news. Is this not highly irresponsible for leaders like Sanjay Singh to say, Kejriwal's been arrested? He wasn't arrested. He was held back, asked whether he had permission, and then allowed to proceed. But a hysteria was built up almost as if Modi has attacked Kejriwal.
As a journalist, you should ask, why was he held back?
You know, when we are filming at various places, the cops and the DM of that area often ask us, do you have permission? If you have permission, you're allowed to proceed. Everyone gets questioned, KP, outside Delhi. There is nothing wrong with that. Yes, you must answer. Why was it projected as if Modi had gone and arrested Kejriwal?
Let me answer that.
Yes.
Where was Mr. Kejriwal going? He was going to the special investment zone where Maruti has been given a factory, where 44 villages are standing up against the government of Gujarat.
No one stopped him from going there.
They stopped him. That's why they stopped him.
But
that's
they didn't stop him. Where is the allegation substantiated by facts?
Then of course, then he became national news, then they took him out.
Because you lied, you said that he'd been arrested. Was he arrested?
Why is Mr. Kejriwal?
Why were Aam Aadmi Party leaders misleading the country by saying that Kejriwal had been arrested?
Let me just have my say. Mr. Modi has gone from one end of this country to the other end saying Gujarat is the greatest state in the history of the world. So Mr. Kejriwal says, okay, maybe let me go find out.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So he goes there, he goes to a hospital, there are no doctors. They go to a school, then no teachers. He asks, where's this 24 hours electricity? Nobody can find it. So this great state, this Sone ki Chidiya, there's no Chidiya.
No, but the other reality, Sunil Alag, is that Arvind Kejriwal has pinpointed and directed his visit to certain places where he knows there's a problem.
This is...
is that a fair way?
Let's not even get to the Outlook magazine being missing for 1 week.
Is that a fair way of determining whether or not
because the Adani story is in it. Let's answer that. Why is Outlook gone missing for the last week? There's a story about Adani, Modi.
We know that. I read that story. Is it missing?
You can't find it in Gujarat.
How do you know? Have you been to
find
Gujarat?
Alcohol in a prohibition
Have you been to Gujarat in the last 1 week?
I have my sources.
You have your sources, like Kejriwal has someone saying this is Ambani's bank account. Sunil Alag wants to come in.
Can I just step in?
Yes, sir, you must.
Right. Okay. I would like to respond to whatever he has said. I have been to Gujarat very often.
I'm sure you have, sir.
I am not saying Gujarat is perfect. And the question is that I can always go and find one school, one hospital, and make a huge drama by carrying a whole TV crew to say this is Gujarat. Look, he could not have got 130 seats if what you're saying is right. If so many people are upset with him in Gujarat, he wouldn't have won with such a thumping majority. People are voting for him. Come along with me to Gujarat and I will show you all the successes.
Absolutely,
if he says all the villages are elected,
Chetan Bhagat,
you find 2 villages who don't have electricity.
There are, no, 1 second. Chetan Bhagat, there are warts
I will show you Gujarat.
And there are successes. Is Kejriwal being politically mischievous by targeting just those areas where there may be a problem? There's a lot of work that has happened in Gujarat. Yes, there are problems that remain. But is Kejriwal being politically mischievous by picking on the areas where some work hasn't happened, because that's the way he's targeted where he wants to go to? Chetan Bhagat.
See, from his point of view, he wants a worthy enemy, and I think Congress is not a worthy enemy, so he is trying to get that. But look at AAP logic. They say Modi controls Delhi police, Ambani controls Modi. So therefore Ambani controls Delhi police, but Delhi police, he got the Delhi police to write a FIR against Ambani. So, these logics AAP cannot explain. This is AAP beliefs, this is a AAP special book which they are creating logic. But I want to talk about the BJP, Mr. Sudhanshu. You are getting the leading position in all opinion polls. You are going to maybe a very high chance form the government in the biggest democracy in the world. How can you get provoked by such antics? How could you, how can you not control? I know there were fringe elements of your party I know it was not it didn't come from the top, it was a spur of the moment decision, but people of this country are putting their faith in you. How can you come down to this level? I mean, it is your fault also, it is both of yours fault, and you have shamed, it's not something that someone expects out of a party which is
okay, you're saying that Modi is getting rattled. Why is Modi getting rattled? If he comes there, why should the cops stop him? Let him go, let him see what he wants. Sudhanshu Mittal must respond. Why is he so rattled if Kejriwal comes into a hospital and doesn't find any doctor? Sudhanshu Mittal.
Rahul, how is Modi getting rattled? As I just said, if the entire administration is now under the Election Commission's charge, what is the role of Mr. Modi? Mr. Kejriwal should go every day, go to every hospital, go to every place he wants to, bring it before the people, no problems. People have to decide for themselves whether they believe in this or they believe in the word of Mr. Modi. Because Mr. Modi's credibility over the last 12 years is impeccable. He has credibility of performance delivery. He's the hope factor. He has credibility of character. He has the credibility of ideology. So how are we rattled? The problem is, for last 2 days, they were not in news. Now, if you're not in news, what do? You must do something which ensures that there is media space. You fake an arrest. And not only do you fake an arrest, after the arrest, you lumpenize the situation by attacking the national office of a political rival of yours.
No, but Anand Kumar, is this not doing injustice to India's democracy? On a day that the dates of election got announced, your theatrics held center stage. Is it not unfair? Because people really should be having a healthier discourse, a more informed discourse. By resorting to such theatrics, you almost, we had to change our program schedule because of these breaking stories, these breaking developments, all these windscreens being smashed. Should you not be engaging in a more healthy discourse, or is it because a healthy discourse is difficult to communicate, therefore theatre is what you're resorting to because people understand it fastest and easiest? Is that the only way of communicating the AAP message? Anand Kumar?
Rahulji, you know it better than anyone else that we have some of the best communicators in our party compared with other parties. You also don't have problem of memory. We hit the headlines with our Kanpur rally just 3 days ago. And I really don't want to say anything any further except that if the BJP has any standards left and if they don't like lumpenization, why don't they agree and join us in demanding an inquiry? And you help us in that inquiry. Let the Lieutenant Governor, who is not an agent of Ambani, and let the Delhi police, which is not an agent of Modi, come out for the inquiry.
An inquiry into what?
Charge you for writing. They have charged you
an
for
inquiry into yesterday.
The election commission.
My dear, I was in jail yesterday. Yes, my dear, I was in police station throughout the night, and in the morning they left me. They asked me to go. There is no charge sheet. Have the courage and face the truth. It is all cock and bull story. You are not connecting Gujarat. Today Manish Sisodia has been attacked. Where do we go? My friend says, go to Gujarat Bhavan. Will you like us to go to Gujarat Bhavan? Give us a guarantee. And then we'll go to Gujarat Bhavan tomorrow if you want.
Mr. Sanjay Singh says Arvind Kejriwal is arrested. Mr. Kejriwal himself never says he is arrested.
No, but I want to ask a more serious question. One second, no fish market, please. I want to ask a more serious question. One second, I want to ask a more serious question because we really need to raise the level of the debate. Anand Kumar, please don't shout. Are we now seeing a situation where the Aam Aadmi Party is losing whatever is left of its credibility after their fiasco in government in Delhi because of the theatrics that they're resorting to? And I want to put this question first to Anand Kumar himself. Sir, given what you've done over the last 48 hours, and also in the context of what happened earlier when you were in power for 49 days, do you not think that the Aam Aadmi Party is losing whatever credibility it had left as a political force with ideas, with vision? Because people now say that, all that the Aam Aadmi Party is good for is dharnas and street theatre, not really serious governance. You are contesting these elections to become a force for change, an agent of change, a force for good governance. You're not telling us how you will do any of that. All you're doing is jumping onto walls, climbing into offices. That's not how you inspire confidence amongst people and show that you're capable of good governance, Anand Kumar.
Thank you for this criticism. We'll take note of it and we'll improve ourselves. But please improve your language. You're all the time telling me that we are into theatrics. And when I protest, you are saying I'm shouting. As a protest, I do not want to continue in this discussion except to say that Aam Aadmi Party is...
but there I have a problem with that. Anand Kumar, I have a problem with that.
Now let me finish.
That if somebody has an opinion which is different from yours, you don't even want to listen. Anand Kumar, sir.
Let me finish.
Yes, I will allow you that. I will allow you that.
Don't do it. No, Rahulji, don't do it. I have been in police custody with men and women whole night, and I feel very angry, and I have a right to tell you that don't intervene. And please allow me to finish, otherwise don't ask me a question. You have all these gentlemen who can tell all the words and give us wisdom, but we are very sad and we are very shocked. Today, Manish Sisodia has been attacked. Yesterday, Arvind Kejriwal was attacked. And you are talking about theatrics here. We are interested not in Narendra Modi. We don't care for him. We are interested in problems. And problems are making us...
No, but there is a problem with what you are saying also. Anand Kumar, I can't allow you a monologue. There's a problem with what you are saying as well. And the problem is, if somebody takes a point of view which is different from yours, you threaten to leave the show. I don't want to listen to what you're saying because I'm asking you tough questions and you don't have answers. Therefore, you say, I will not listen to you. Participate in a healthy debate. Let there be discussion. Why threaten to walk off?
Your questions are wrong and absurd.
No, who decides what questions are right or not absurd? Surely the Aam Aadmi Party has a point of view. Somebody else can have a point of view which is different from that. If there's a scam of the Congress being exposed, they think those questions are absurd. The BJP is angry when they get targeted. You are threatening to walk off. Is that not unfair? Can there not be? Let me put that question to KP Singh. Let there be a healthy discussion. And if people oppose you, you shouldn't say, I'll beat you up, or I won't speak to you, or that you're crooked, or that you're corrupt, or that you've been paid out. Let there be a discussion. You have a point of view, please present it.
You and the Aam Aadmi leadership have a problem. I don't want to get in the middle of it. Let's talk about what's happening in Gujarat.
I don't have a problem with anyone.
Okay,
but there's a problem there. But I want to talk about what is left of the Aam Aadmi Party.
I want to talk about what's happening in Gujarat. Is that a problem?
You can speak about whatever you want to speak about. But I'm asking you a question.
Mr. Kejriwal had a great line today.
Yes.
He says, everybody says Narendra Modi is a Vikash Purush. But in Gujarat, only Vikas is happening for Mr. Ambani and Mr. Adani. They're the only ones getting richer. All the poor people, the Aam Aadmi, their lands getting taken away for thousands of rupees and given to Mr. Adani to do whatever he wants.
But you made that point, but you aren't answering my question. My question is,
like to know?
After the 49 days of fiasco, running the government in Delhi, is the Aam Aadmi Party not losing what is left of its credibility
Absolutely
in the manner in which it's resolved?
I would tell you, on April 1st, national gas prices are going to double. There's going to be inflation across this country. Everywhere from fertilizer, food, to your electricity. And the people on April 2nd are going to ask the BJP and Congress, Mr. Ambani's net worth has doubled today. Who is to blame? And they will look at the BJP and the Congress, and the PGP and the Congress will have to answer the voters' question.
Okay, Chetan Bhagat, on the issue of the Aam Aadmi Party credibility, do you think that there is a divergence here, a divergence between the way someone like you sitting in Mumbai interprets what's happening and someone in poorer areas in rural India or in the urban poor areas interprets what's happening? So the rich, the affluent, the educated think, hey, this is anarchy, we don't like it. But the poor think, finally there is someone who's speaking up for us. And that is a very calculated political gambit that Kejriwal is embarked on. And you might not like it, but it seems to be working for him. Chetan Bhagat.
Yes, I mean, to give them credit, maybe that is the theory they have in mind, that, you know, and indeed on social media, at least I do my own Facebook tracker surveys. There was a time they had around a 36% share. BJP was around 60, and now it's fallen to around 20%, and the BJP has gone up to 75. So on that Facebook, and that's a pan-India, they have lost the Facebook crowd, almost half their thing, and maybe that's not but I'm surprised that AAP doesn't care about that, because they're funding, because they are not a corrupt party, so they have to get the funding from the rich people, so they cannot afford to antagonize them. To say
no,
that
but
there is
Sudhanshu Mittal, there's a deeper, more calculated gamble over here.
But you will.
Kejriwal realizes that in the urban middle class, Narendra Modi has rockstar cult popularity, which is very difficult to dislodge. Therefore, he's actually aiming for the Congress vote bank amongst the poorest of the poor in the hope that he can wean them away from the Congress, which is seen as a spent force, and get them to convert and vote for the Aam Aadmi Party. Is that, in your view, the larger political calculation at play? Sudhanshu Mittal.
Rahul, what a dichotomy. This is the intent. Because he must realize that the media space he wants to occupy at any cost by any theatrics is not the space which is the favorite of the poorest of the poor. It is the favorite of the middle class, the youth, the urbanites. So he is targeting the wrong audience by wrong acts. If he was serious, he would have really gone to people, served people. He would have continued to be in government and showed people how an instrument of change he can be by delivering to them. After 49 days, he runs away showing his backside to people on a flimsiest of ground. Does he think people of this country do not see the game?
No.
Does he think by that he can attract the sympathies of the poorest of the poor? Give me a break. Look, they have lost steam somewhere midway. They do not know which way to go. So the only thing which keeps them going, according to them, is media space. So let us do something so radically different.
How can the Aam Aadmi Party be so dismissive of middle-class Indian opinion? The same people who were earlier singing praises of the Aam Aadmi Party now see it as a destructive force, see it as an anarchist force. While I know that you've got your eyes on the poorest of the poor, the Congress vote bank, does middle-class educated opinion not matter? The same people who helped you win in Middle Delhi, in South Delhi, those who voted for you in constituencies like GK1, in constituencies like New Delhi, in constituencies like Malviya Nagar, does that not matter? You're basically alienating middle-class India by your theatre. They don't like what's happening. Do you realize that at all, sir?
Sir, today your word of the day is theatre, theatre, theatre. Please look at theatre of absurd initiated by some of the people belonging to the other parties. We are having Meda Patkar with us. We are also having Sri Rajmohan Gandhi. We are having Ashutosh. We are having Yogendra Yadav. We are having Prashant Bhushan. We are having Arvind Kejriwal. Why are you so worried about us, my dear friend, when we are absurdly into theatrics and doing all kinds of things just to attract your attention? Please give us a break. We are not so worried about your commentary at this point, because we have to fight an election against the biggest conspiracy of crony capitalism and corruption in this country's history.
Sunil Alag, in that sense, the Aam Aadmi Party strategy is bang on. They know that people like you, the rich and the highly influential, want someone like Modi, and regardless of what Kejriwal does, you will not vote for Kejriwal or the Aam Aadmi Party. Therefore, they appeal to a different constituency. Those who are not the Modi vote bank, try and pull them away from the Congress. It makes perfect political sense and actually is quite a smart thing for the Aam Aadmi Party to do.
No, look, as far as I'm concerned, I have heard Kejriwal recently on another channel. He says the right things which you can't argue about. Let's help the poor, we all want to help the poor. Let's get rid of corruption, we all want to get rid of corruption. Every time you ask him how, do you have an economic model? Do you have an international policy model? No, I want to stand. Why are you standing for Lok Sabha? Well, I don't want to be Prime Minister. Well, this kind of a thing of saying, I don't want to win, but I want to keep playing. You are in the game to become Prime Minister. You are in the game to win as many seats as you can. You have to present a model. And the question is, well, Prashant Bhushan says, let's have a referendum in Kashmir. Oh, that's his view. That's not my view. It's like a
But that's a very strong point. Anand Kumar and KP Singh both, with just about 30 days to go for the first phase of polling,
definitive plan.
We haven't seen the definitive plan.
With all the
we haven't understood what the Aam Aadmi Party stands for on foreign policy, what the Aam Aadmi Party stands for on economics. All that is completely ambiguous and vague.
There's no philosophy.
We've seen a lot of noise. We haven't understood your substance, Anand Kumar. When will we hear and have a concrete argument on the specifics? No, the National Manifesto, Yogendra Yadav said, would be ready in a few days. Few weeks have passed, it still isn't ready. When will we have a debate on the substance of the Aam Aadmi Party, not the theatrics? Anand Kumar.
Again, theatrics, my dear. I mean, what is wrong with this word that it is coming again?
Just answer my question, sir.
But let me give
answer my question.
Yes, let me answer the question. Sir, there was a lot of noise just a few seconds before you were speaking and the other gentleman was speaking. Things were not coming clear. and in a very comfortable manner. Let me tell you that we have been working on our manifesto since January 2013. It is ready, it is about to be delivered, and it will be appreciated just like our list of candidates. Do not worry. Please get ready to organize a panel discussion within a couple of days. Is not so far away, because 10th April, first voting, we got to have our manifesto and act together. Please organize another discussion. Invite all these people who are blaming us that we don't have a perspective, we don't have a program. We do have it, sir. It's a bad news for these people.
Okay, see, all I wish to say is this, that the Aam Aadmi Party is entitled to do what they wish to do. No, one second, I'm out of time. The Aam Aadmi Party is entitled to do what they wish to do. Okay, go ahead, since you won't allow me to conclude. Go ahead, Sudhanshu, 20 seconds.
History reminds us of VP Singh. The middle class had great hopes from VP Singh. They voted for him.
You
and
also
then he
supported
changed
VP
track.
Singh.
He was also talking about poorest of the poor. What the history has done to VP Singh. We are not going to get the food.
You were also supported.
We are not going to see a repeat of VP Singh in this country. Sir, we are not seeing a repeat
Okay,
of Mr. VP.
we'll have this debate another day. I'm sure there'll be another opportunity. But here's all I wish to say before I conclude. Let's have the manifesto out. Let the discussion be on substance. Let the noise levels ease. Let there be a concrete discussion on the foreign policy stance of the Aam Aadmi Party, economic policy positions, and who has a better vision for taking India into the future. We have a real problem with our economy. Growth rates are slacking. How do you bring them up? Those are questions that need to be discussed and debated, not who threw a stone on whom, who threw the chair on whom. This is not the sort of debate, this is not the sort of discourse India deserves. India deserves better, and it is incumbent as much on the Aam Aadmi Party as it is on the BJP, as it is on the Congress, to raise the standard of debate and discussion as we build up to your vote, 2014.
Agree.
Chetan Bhagat, Sunil Alag, Sudhanshu Mittal, Anand Kumar for joining us and participating in this program. Thank you very much. We're slipping into a break. News and updates continue when we come back on the other side. We're back in a moment. Stay with us.